Alright, Knights of Apollo, what's up guys? It's Apollo here and welcome back to another juicy Rome 2 Siege battle. This is a 3 vs 3. We got some cool factions here. We're at Antioch, and before we dive into today's battle, I just want to say liking, sharing, leaving comments, and of course subscribing, as we are getting very close to 1 million, will help out a ton, so I do appreciate that. Also guys, I've got some links down in the video description. One is to my game store. I just recently added Medieval Dynasty, so you can get a game through the store. They'll give you a Steam key, and it helps my channel, so I appreciate that. Also, there is a link to Displate posters, which are really awesome metal posters. So they make really cool, especially like ancient history posters, really awesome. So yeah, be sure to check that out. And yeah, I do appreciate that. So let's dive into the battle now, where it's already starting. So it's a shorter battle compared to most siege battles, but it's a very intense one. We've got Egypt already throwing in some thorough spears against the thorax swordsmen. Let's go ahead and do normal speed. Let's check out the factions here. So starting with the attackers, of course we have Egypt, he's just going in. He's just like, whatever, I'm not waiting for no man. I'm just gonna charge it. Now he's got some more spears going against again, thorax swordsmen. So yeah, they're just trying to take the walls here. Their allies is actually they're two Seleucids. I'm drawing complete brain fart. Seleucids, or the Seleucids. So they are very nasty because they have the Syrian heavy archers. They're very good, and of course their infantry is very nasty as well. Look at all these tortoises. Are you kidding me? Watch this. This is gonna be ridiculous. They are about to destroy this wall. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine like spending years building this wall with the toughest material, and then they send up these tortoises and it's like 5 hits and it's down? No big deal. So that's gonna be a big problem. So anyways, the defenders, we have Nabatea. Good old Nabatea. Good to see them on the battlefield. Over here we have Athens, who's joining the battlefield as well. One of my favorite factions in the game. And then of course we have Bactria. So those are all the factions here today. Oh, look at this, a sally out. A sally out with chariots and cav from Nabatea going after the thorough spears. So always good to watch aggressive defensive play. Aggressive defensive, that makes sense, right? That's not a yeah, they're defensive armies being aggressive is what I'm going for. So yeah, we've got some cav. Looks like they're cycling in against these thorough spears. A lot of thorough spears from Egypt. I don't know why. I mean, like, they're good, but what? Okay, so thorough spears are really good. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. I always mispronounce thorough spears, whatever. They're really good on defense. They can be good on attack, but I would only bring like 2 to 3, maybe 4 if you're feeling lucky, because they're almost like almost like a Java unit, but not. They're just shy of it. They have a lot of projectiles that you can throw at defenders or at attackers, depending if you're attacking or defending. But to send them up first on the walls, I think is a mistake. I don't think you should ever send spear units on the walls first. I think you should always send sworded units, because they seem, they do a little bit better in the close combat here, which historically spears, in my opinion, are superior over swords. They've got reach. They're very easy to handle. I believe they're cheaper to make, depending on the kind of spear. But in this game, I would say swordsmen should always lead the charge, as they are better at taking on other swordsmen or spearmen and stuff like that. Anyways, we still have the sally out going on over here, where Nabatea has some Hellenic Desert Cataphract. They're gonna charge this unit and most likely kill him. Yeah, there's not much left in this unit, so it's gonna be the last of that one. Let's go over to the other side, where the Seleucids are making really great ground. I feel like the Seleucid attack is doing much better than the Egyptian attack. If I was the Seleucid player, especially this one here, I would try to send as much help over to Egypt as possible, because he's gonna need it. Egypt's not even, wait, where is his army? Yeah, he's not even, okay, Egypt, what are you doing? So I am not, again, I only joke. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I personally, and I'm not the best player, so I'm not going to act like I know what's best. But personally, whenever I attack, I never, ever, ever, ever attack in waves. 99% of the time. Sometimes there's special circumstances where you got to call off an attack or whatever. But when I go in for a fight, I make sure my entire army's ready. And the fact that he has his army so far back here, he's not going to be able to support his main forces. And most of his forces are spearmen. Oh, now he's sending in some thorax swordsmen. Okay, there we go. But I still don't think it's going to be enough. So I think it's going to come down to the Seleucids to try to win this one. I mean, at the very least, at least Egypt is distracting Bactria, you know? And they've got some noble swordsmen from Nabatea surrounded. Thorax swordsmen got them on both flanks here. So that's going to be good. I mean, they're going to put up a good fight, but you should take them out quickly. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I get it. Like, Antioch is one of those maps where this area is really hard to hold because it's just kind of awkward because of this wall here that's like destroyed. And then you got all this open ground, which can cause a lot of problems. And you got all this area over here, but you don't really need to hold it because I'm pretty sure the victory point is here. So you don't, again, this isn't Total War Attila where buildings can be burnt. So you can ease up and fall back. And that's why I think a lot of players don't really put up that strong of a defense here because it just, you don't gain enough, I think, in a defensive advantage in this area. Now, I do like the fact that Nabatea is holding. You kind of do have to hold this area here because it's a direct path to the town center. And you can see, what in the world? Both sides are just chilling over here. Now they're trying to use, oh, Palace Guard getting chewed up here. Now, the good news is that these Peltis are kind of wasting their ammo. I think they use most of their Javies there, and I don't think it's worth it to unload all of your ammo in one unit. Yeah, sure, they got them to 36 men, but I like to hold on to some of my ammo for late game in case of like pikemen or an elite unit towards the end that are holding, you know, something like that where you can kill them from afar. Man, but these Palace Guard they don't know how to use their shields. They're dropping quick to those Royal Peltis with their Pila or their Javies. But look at this, Bactria is feeling so confident after the fight against the Egyptians that they are just shifting over some more troops, which is going to make it difficult for the Seleucids, which I'm surprised they're still just holding here. Let's go back over this way where the Seleucids are just pouring into the streets now. And they are ready to bring the fight to Nabatea. And we're seeing a lot of projectiles, a lot of just kind of I wouldn't say hesitation, but definitely using their archers early to try to take out the Nabatean defenses, which, again, I'm not against it per se, but like hopefully they conserve some of their ammo for the late game and they can use it for the final stand. You know, because oftentimes ammo is so important, especially during late game. See, like, I like this defense here. I like this defense by Nabatea because they're holding this arrow tower, which will give you a lot of kills. It is completely worth it. If I was Athens, I would fall back. Maybe. Or, you know, holding here is not bad. Holding here is not bad because you're causing the Seleucids to kind of attack a much wider position. They have to be careful of the Egyptians breaking through. And let me do some slow motion here. I tell you what, guys, if Athens had one cav unit, and this is why it's so important to sometimes bring 1 or 2 cav units on defense, they would have been able to run right through this gap and kill these archers. Maybe. I mean, maybe the Seleucid player would see that they have a cav nearby and they would be watching closely, but still, that opportunity's there. And it's always easier said than done kind of thing. You know, it's like, oh, well, it's easy to say they should have brought cav when the situation popped up, you know. So It's not like that was a big mistake by Athens. I'm just saying that could have been an opportunity for Athens to run down those archers. Noble swordsmen holding against shield bearers of the Seleucids. So they're gonna hold here as long as possible. Over on the other side, we have Nabatea actually throwing up some thorax pikemen. See, this is a unit that you want to use your javies on. This unit right here. But we'll see how this plays out. And it's good to see that the Seleucids are finally pushing in troops and bringing the fight to Nabatea and Bactria. Let's see what's going on over here, where we have, oh boy, the Chariots with 70 kills, killing some poor thorax swordsmen who are just breaking. But I'm not sure what Egypt's doing. I think their attack has just been completely halted. Now, I say this all the time. If you are on the attack or on the defense, mostly this is more of an attack situation, but if your initial attack just completely fails, don't give up and just throw troops at a problem. You know, don't give up and just be like, okay, let me just keep throwing men to this wall and just try to kill as many as possible. I mean, I get it. I get that kind of strat, and you're trying to do as much damage as possible. But be a little bit more strategic. Be a little bit more tactical. Maybe hold these troops back until your allies start pushing through, and Bactria is slowly peeling more and more units over to your allies, and then you push in. And it looks like the Egyptians are doing that. So we'll see how that plays out later on. Let's get back over to the juicy fighting, where we're seeing some Nabatean troops breaking. The pikemen have made it all the way up to the front line, but it looks like the Seleucids don't want anything to do with these thorax pikes. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some archers run up over here and start firing at these pikemen. We also have some Nabatean heavy archers moving up as well, coming to reinforce the pikemen. Nabatea! They're throwing in their chariots. They might as well push. Well, okay, I get why they're not pushing up the pikes, because they could get flanked by the Seleucid infantry. But the pikes are definitely making this difficult for the Seleucids because they're afraid to run down reinforcements. But the chariots, my goodness, now have double the kills from when we last saw. They had 70, now they have 140, now 150. So that was huge. That was a huge play. Good use of the chariots. I don't know if maybe, I think the Seleucids just got tunnel vision there and did not see the chariots, or the Egyptians just didn't warn them about the chariots. Egypt is now shifting over Royal Peltis to this tortoise. Maybe they're going to try to go for a far flank. So yeah, hopefully Egypt can get something done there. Nabatea is pushing around their noble cav, and they're looking for more opportunities. Over on this side, we've got some big old fighting over here from Athens and the Seleucids. Picked hoplites being tossed into the fray. Look at this. Got more picked hoplites taking on the silver shield swordsmen. Very good infantry units fighting each other. Very cool. And then back over this way, we've got another juicy battle. So the Seleucids really trying to break through here. And I get it. I understand why they're sending such a big force here. One, you want to try to silence this tower. Two, you can break through here. You can get behind the other defending forces and break this, or vice versa. You know, if this force can break through, then you know that's going to be a huge opportunity, a huge opening. But here comes reinforcements. Thorough spears. Oh, they might have some ammo too. So expect to see some javies being tossed into this infantry blob. But it might be they might not be throwing because there's a lot of friendlies, or maybe they already used all their ammo. They do have 23 kills. Archers are now opening fire. You see that arrow coming down? The arrow is coming down on the Syrian heavy archers, and they're like, we've had enough of that. They're gonna try to create some distance and get away from that. But the Seleucids they're kind of stretched. They're stretched thin here, but Athens is also having a tough time because right in the center, Yeah, this is a little awkward positioning here. The picked hoplites kind of look like they're getting flanked from behind by the Silver Shield Swordsmen. But they reform, and they prepare to hold the line. So a nice battle going on there. Let's go back over to this other side where the chariots were a nuisance where, oh my goodness. Looks like Nabatea is splitting the Red Sea here. When I say Red Sea, I mean blood, because they have just split the Seleucid force in two, and now they are just surrounding the Seleucid blob, which includes Seleucid Silver Shield pikemen, which are really good. This is a good opportunity to get some arrows flying down on these guys. But this is exactly what you want. They're setting up more pikemen. Ooh. Yeah, the Seleucids are pissed. They don't want to lose this position, and they don't want to get surrounded like this, but this is not the time to send in pikemen. They've already lost 4 men, and they just entered the battle. It's because the archers in the back there. Let me hide the flags there. You see them? Archers have a perfect angle on them as they're up on this rubble. But I mean, okay. So I like Nabatea's plan here. I don't think Nabatea is trying to win this infantry engagement. More just trying to keep the pikemen in a big blob like they are now, so the archers can start doing heavy damage to them. One pikeman unit is already almost less than 100. Yeah, 91 now. Oof. They've lost a lot, and pikemen are so important for late game. Honestly, send in the chariots. Send them in again. You could probably kill these, unless the pikemen turn around. I don't think they are. But the pikes are cleaning up a little bit, but at the same time, at what cost? They're losing so many pikes to arrows. Oh, and then the elephants. Whoa, look at this. We had to sally out by some cataphracts trying to take out the Syrian archers. Let's go ahead and do some slow motion again. Make sure we're not missing. I know there's a lot of cav movement going on. We got more cav over here, Nabatean Noble Cav, looking for an opportunity. And then, of course, oh my goodness, we have another charge here. Nabatean General who is breaking. What in the world? There's a lot going on. And then here comes Athens, who did decide to use his tortoises to break these walls down and really stretch the Bactrians very thin. So we'll see how that plays out. That's not a terrible idea from Athens. I mean, just the fact that his presence is still here is keeping Bactrians in position over on this side of the city instead of like peeling off and helping his teammates. But this is a problem. They need to take care of these cataphracts. They're going to do a lot of damage to the archers here. A lot of damage to the archers. The elephants are doing everything they can, but the cataphracts still have 9 men. These cataphracts do not want to give up. Oh, and elephants are dying. How? Oh, it might be from the arrow tower? I guess a cataphract killed an elephant. That's a shame. 9 cataphracts. And they still are fighting. I think they finally broke them, but yeah, that's a lot of death there. Look at all the archers they lost. That's going to be tough to come back from. They lost a lot of pikemen. They lost a lot of archers. And it looks like the Seleucids, this is what I feared. They've almost pushed themselves too thin. And now a flank has folded, and it's giving an opportunity for Nabatea and the defenders to push out and kind of get behind the Seleucids. But this battle is still pretty even, still anyone's game. So I know the attackers have kind of struggled here a little bit, but they can still turn this around. Oh yeah, look at this, picked hoplites, the Athenian picked hoplites. Like marching into battle. So awesome. I love Athens so much. And they're going to try, I think what they're going to try to do is get them kind of cornered and then flank around. Flank around. You got any extra units? It doesn't look like it. Yeah, even send the general. This cav unit, send them this way. Go back this way and look it. This is where the Seleucids are kind of cornering themselves. Right here. So you can easily get behind them. And I'm kind of surprised the Seleucids are not sending these men up this way to help out, because you can counter flank. Now, of course, these troops could stop you in your tracks, but I mean, send something to help out. And look at Nabatea sees reinforcements coming from this breach, or coming near the breach, and they form a wall here with noble swordsmen. Depleted, but that's okay. They should hold for a while. And look at, yeah, they're flanking behind the Seleucids. Oh, man. They are flanking behind the Seleucids. So look at the sliding. Classic Rome 2. I personally think and again, it's always easier said when the battle's happening or after something happens, what a player should have done or could have done. I make plenty of mistakes when I play Rome 2, so I'm not trying to act like I know everything. Just something I've observed, something that I think might have helped the Seleucids a little bit better. If they went back and look at their breaking here, they're down to a pikeman unit, which is about to be hard flanked by some picked hoplites. Now they desperately turn the shield bearers to try to help, but there's no escape from this. Cav charging in as well. Anyways, what I was gonna say is what I think the Seleucids should have done. Instead of okay, so if we look back, let me do some slow motion. If we look back a little bit, like 5-10 minutes ago, when Athens was they just kind of had their infantry like this, you know? And then you had the defenders like this, and then like this. I think what the Seleucids should have done is push most of their infantry to take on this breach point, and then just hold a couple units in reserve to watch this flank, right? Because if the Athenians are like, hey, I really got to help my teammates who are getting hit right here, then he's going to move from his defensive position and take on your defensive position, or defensive units. So he's going to move out. Now, if he moves out and engages the Seleucids here, who are just holding reserve force, there's a breach right here that they could send in troops from behind and flank them. A flank that Athens push. So that's what I personally would have done. I wouldn't have engaged the Athenians there. I would have just gone here and focused on this point and tried to force the Athenians to engage defensive units. So, anyways, let's see what's happening here. Let's go back to normal speed. All right, this is probably the final push for Athens. This is going to be a big part of the battle. If Athens can do some damage here and try to help his teammates out a little bit. The balance of power, I would say, is now shifted ever so slightly in favor of the defenders, especially after those gains they got from defeating the big portion of the Seleucid army by flanking around them. But yeah, we've got Egypt, who has sent... Wow, okay, this is a good little flank here. Okay, yeah, this is awesome. So he sent some pikemen, and look at the other pikes are holding the rear and protecting these pikes as they flank around. This is huge, guys. This is a great play by Egypt. Sorry, I always confuse Egypt and Athens together, so I'm like, wait, no, Egypt. Okay, Egypt. So yeah, they just need to clean up these thorax swordsmen, which they are. They gotta hurry up because they are... Bactria is trying to flank around and get to these infantry units. And now thorax pikemen are going to fully engage the Bactrian Royal Guard. There we go. Very nice job by Athens. See? Great job. Patient, doing everything he can. We got some archers in the back here. Nubian bowmen. Not great, but it's something. It's something, and they're trying to, I don't know, quiet down the Bactrian archers over here. Skirmishers, got some Bactrian peltas. But it's not a huge deal. It's not too bad. And here comes the Seleucids pushing aggressively against the pikemen of Bactria. I don't know. This seems like a desperate push for the Seleucids. They're trying everything to try to gang up on Bactria. And then now we've got battles in the streets as the Silver Shield pikemen, what's left of them, are going to start pushing these narrow streets, which is always a good spot for them. Well, let's not forget, they still have elephants. Elephants can be a game changer. Now artillery is going after the Athenians as they kind of blob up here for a second. Let's see if they can get a good hit. Oh, that would have been so... They got one guy. But yeah, this is still anyone's game. I know this is more so in the advantage of the defenders, but all it takes, like I said, all it takes is a good elephant charge, a good flank, and you can win this. Now Athens and Nabatea, oh no, Seleucids are not paying attention. They're getting flanked, they're walking right by them. They're walking right by them. I'm kind of surprised why doesn't he just turn the unit around and kill these units really quick? Let's see what he's going for. Oh, he might be going for the artillery. He might try to rush it down or something. The Seleucids are pulling back some units. Shield bearers, elephants, because, oh, that's why. The general, the Hippias Lancers, going for the artillery, but I don't think he's going to be able to pull it off since the Seleucids were paying attention and having good map awareness and making sure they're defending their artillery. Let's go back over to Egypt, where they're fighting Bactria. A nice little fight going on here, but I don't think it's going to be enough for Egypt, as they've sent in their archers into the city. But I think, yeah, I think it's going to be too much for Egypt. Now, they still have some units over here, honestly. Just send these units with the Seleucids. Try to be one unified force. But Nabatea is just running down the streets. And we've got pikemen who are taking on enemy pikes. Not really a fan of this formation. Seems like Nabatea has this completely under control. Archer fire coming in too. Doing a little bit of friendly fire, but that's okay. Chewing out these silver shield swordsmen, or pikemen, excuse me. And because of all the sally outs from these units, they have almost pulled their entire army out of this city. And are now, okay, now he's committing in some units. But at this point, guys, the attackers are going to need a miracle. If they want to win this, they need to pull off some, like, crazy elephant charge, kills generals. Like, they need a crazy miracle. They're still trying to zone out this general, but it won't matter. I mean, it won't matter. Like, what are you defending? I mean, I get you're trying to defend the artillery, but your main army over here is getting chewed up by Nabatea. I think what they should try to do, they should try to push up their units into the city and just try to hold these narrow streets against the cav. So, like, yeah, just send everybody in. But here comes Athens with not a ton of troops, but they're going to start pushing on this flank. Nabatea on this flank. Bactria still has... See, Bactria is probably the biggest issue. And I don't know why Egypt is still sending troops this way. I mean, send a general this way. Like, help out. I think that was the biggest problem with this attack. The Egyptians were too far away from the Seleucids where they couldn't help each other out. Now we got Thorax Swordsman taking on Royal Peltis, which Royal Peltis should win this engagement, especially since they've got some bowmen in the mix helping them out as well. But I think they're going to flank around their position. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. We got units going through the gate. Let's see. Nabatea still pushing against the Seleucids. And yeah, sure enough, yeah. Use the walls, the breach points against them. Go around the flank. That's exactly what's happening. Good move there. And then Athens is retaking the arrow tower. And the Seleucids just don't want to give up their onagers here. Just like, no, no, no. You're not going to have it. You're not going to take it, General. My army may be getting surrounded over here, but you're not taking the artillery. So it's a nice fight, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. And we even have the general fighting. Look at this, the Egyptian general fighting it out. And yeah, honestly, guys, I think it's safe to say that this is over. So I'm just going to fast forward a little bit. I won't edit it out, but we'll kind of watch there they go. Nice with the artillery. They actually break one of the units. I don't know why Nabatea was just sitting out there. But yeah, just flank around, finish the job. And there they go. We'll go back to normal speed. I was just kind of like curious, like what is going to happen here? Like do something. Oh, there goes more artillery coming in. They're trying to kill this palace guard who are stuck on the artillery. Oh, there you go. Still not going to be enough, but it's fun to watch. Nabatea and Thorac pikes coming in for the kill, trying to finish up these shield bearers. And the rest of the Seleucid army is in the back. We have less than a minute. And yeah, this is one of those situations where the attackers just kind of don't have the gas to finish this one, and the defenders are going to have to be aggressive and try to take them out. I think pretty soon you're going to see a chain route here as we are getting close to the end. We'll do like super fast here. Here we go. There's that chain route. No, not yet. I guess they admit defeat because, yeah, there we go. So that's it. The attackers just, I think the biggest, they struggled here. Like Egypt struggled against Bactria. I think if they stayed closer with the Seleucids, I think it would have been better. And also the little situation over here with the Seleucids, I think if they just focused on this point and just kind of looked at this side defensively, they would have done a little bit better. But it was a great fight, good battle, enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I believe this was sent in by Lev Trotsky with the 500. I'm pretty sure, but nonetheless, thank you to all the players for playing this. It was good fun. Now, let me just show you the kills here. So here's all the kills. You can pause the video on what you want to see. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and all that jazz. So there's a link. There's links down in the video description for display posters and my game store. So those links support me. So appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I will see you next time on the battlefield.